Michaela here with my Holzher shutdown program for how I clean the machine at the end of the day. So start off here, you're in your beam height. You want to make sure that you're not in fixed beam height, so you unlock that. And then you go over here to your file, and you want to scroll up to your maintenance program and load that guy up. Once you do that, you want to go back into your beam height and just double check that you're going to hit 60, and that's pre-saved into our maintenance program. So the next step would be to hit this green button here and fire her up. But before I do that, usually I go down to this guy here and just make sure I prime the pump. So I have oil coming out. This is just regular engine oil, and it goes on our dowsing rod here, and you put just the tiniest little squeeze on there right against the rod, and then hit the green button, and so it'll bring the machine up, oiling the dowsing rod as it goes up. Once that's reached full height, then you can kill the machine again, hitting your red button. And then you hit your de-energizer button here. You come down here, wait for the second puff of air, and then you'll be able to open this door, like so. Next step here is to clean this guy out. This is our glue nozzle, and it applies the glue to the face that you want to attach tape to. What you do is take your scraper bar right here, and you gently scrape the glue in this direction away from your glue nozzle, which is the little groove there. That's your glue, that's where it comes out. And you pull it away from that. Once you've done that, being careful and gentle of pulling away from the glue nozzle, then you take your wire brush, bear with me here, wire brush, and do in the same direction you brush away from the nozzles and get the glue out of the little grooves you got there. And the final step to this part is you take your very small, tiny little screwdriver, very carefully and very gently, you want to stick it in the groove and just bring it down towards the bottom, getting any of the remainder glue in there. Make sure you do this only when that yellow button is activated. That means it's safe to put your hands in the machine. Do not do this at any other time, and the machine must be warm when you do it, so I recommend wearing gloves as well. The next step of the daily cleaning that you do it at the end of every day is you just take a quick look at your cutting heads, make sure your end trims are nice and clean, there's no obstructions, no buildup of parts in there. There's no major gunk or anything. Usually at the end of the week I'll do a good clean on all my cutter heads, and you just do a visual check here on the day-to-day. After you've done your visual checks, the next step is to blow out your cabin of any debris from the end trim or the roundover units, making sure all your dust collection is clean and clear. And you just take your air nozzle and check that out. The following step, once you've blown everything out, is to check your motors on all parts that have motors. So you got one for the belt, 2 for your buffers, 1 for each roundover unit, 1 for your scrapers, or 2 for your scrapers actually, there's 1 down there as well, and 1 each for your end trim. So there should be 9 in total, and you want to make sure you give those a blowout at the end of every week as well. Once you've completed that, you can close up your bad boy again. The final step at the end of the week, you'll want to make sure that your machine has been shut off from the air so you can do this part. You just go over here and turn that guy. And the final step here is you take a little dab of this 3-in-1 oil here on your finger, like so, and you just want to get up right in here and give it a nice swipe on your guillotine, just to make sure it's sliding nice and free. Also, another thing to keep in mind when you're blowing out this section of the machine, you always want to blow away from your dowsing rod, never towards it, because then you'll get junk going in your nozzles and you'll never be able to get it clean. That's also one of the reasons why I clean that first before I blow out my machine, because it prevents debris from getting in those nozzles as much as possible. And once you've completed everything, there is a checklist here, just so you double check that you've got everything there and that you've done everything and you're set up for success in the following week. Thanks.